Thank you for tuning into today's Trinity Gaia Oracle reading for the collective. I do want to let you know that I do an elemental reading, the combination of all of the elements culminating with your will, the culmination of all of that, and a bit of a snapshot of what's being created, what's in progress, what's been created. Any guidance coming in from Gaia as well as the divine. I do not speak in terms of masculine and feminine energy. I speak in terms of assertive energy and receptive energy. This allows the triggering of association with male, female to be removed and allows you to see that elements of assertion and receptivity are present within all of us. And removing that triggering and association with male or female. This allows the messages to come through in a very clear fashion because you're able to see these dynamics first within self and then begin to see how they're mirrored in your environment around you as a result of what's going on inside of you. So let's begin with the element of earth. Okay, so the element of earth really centers around what you are observing inside of yourself, outside of yourself, how you're reacting to stimuli, what it could be triggering within you, and not necessarily reacting, observing. What is in your environment that consistently causes certain reactions, and why, and do you want to allow that to remain? These are decisions that you make as you're collecting information, but be it intellectual, be it logical, be it spiritual, be it emotional, energetic. This is about what you're observing that is consistent and stable and unmoving at this point. Earth is very grounded energy, and there seems to be something that is consistently inciting anger, even rage. Whether you're expressing this or not, whether others in your environment are aware or not, this is something that you are observing consistently. It possibly started with mainly just thoughts, but it's become something that's very strong in the emotional aspect. There could be some murkiness as to how deep this goes into your past, into your history, even into your childhood. You sense that its roots are very deep. But that fogginess, it's clearing. You're able to see some of the details and how things are interconnected. Even fly above it a bit. Rise above it. So, the question becomes, what do you plan to do about this? What do you plan to do with this rage? How do you plan to channel it? Because you do consciously choose where you direct that energy. And that energy, especially when it's something you have not acted out, is very strong. You can channel it into something very positive, or it can own you and you act out that rage in a very destructive way. And the assertive energy, there's a temptation to channel all of that energy into a new future, a new venture. To leave what no longer serves you behind you and move forward to what you feel is going to make you happy, truly happy, and not just in, some aspects, but the whole picture. the abundance, the love, and the two of those together, opening up that heart space. This is definitely something to do with home life, your environment at home. It could be where your heart lies. Not necessarily a physical location, but a person. In the receptive aspects to this, because rage it's pretty potent. It's not just anger anymore. And this is a very strong manifestation energy, and it resides within you. So wherever you direct it, it's where you really want it to go. It's not where it's convenient to go. It's where do you want to direct that? Where is it going to bring you the most happiness, benefit you and those you love and care for the most? This is a moment that can really elevate your life, elevate you, bring in balance, protection, happiness, the ability to create. Yeah, you are open to this. You've manifested it. Yeah, divine is 100% backing you on this too. All right. We're going to turn something that could be so destructive into something so creative and beautiful. Now, I'm not going to say there's not going to be towers involved in this situation, but they're going to be replaced with something that's sturdier. Something that's, they're going to have new growth. You're transforming this like rundown tower into like a 5-star hotel. You're upgrading. And with this like bubbly, happy, giggly aspect to it, to celebrate this space, to allow that rage to flow through you into this manifestation and find the joy in watching it manifest. That all of that rage is that you've so carefully managed. It's coming to fruition. Definitely coming into your 3D reality. Oh, that's awesome. This is a really good vibe. In the element of air, what you know is you learned a lot about yourself in this process. You learned a lot about what you really want in a new beginning, what it looks like to you, what you want to bring with you, what you don't. And you've had to really look at yourself deeply to understand all of the aspects that lead to having that much emotional power behind you and choosing to direct it to something so positive. It takes a lot of knowledge of the self. Definitely a spiritual warrior. Very strong individual, both in 3D and 5. And you're still pursuing this knowledge. You know there's much to learn. Whatever you're manifesting, you know that this is a part of you that you have longed to experience. And you've worked very hard to get to this point, to be able to experience this. There's excitement. There's a little bit of like a smile. You're beginning to allow yourself to know that now is time, that it's here, you can start to enjoy it. Yeah. It's a new beginning. Manifested this new, bright new beginning. You have a new world before you. The sun is rising. The transformation within you and outside of you that you have longed for, that you have sought, that you have worked very hard for, has been manifest. You're holding yourself back a little bit, though, in the assertive energy. You're not quite where you feel like it is now. Almost you've been in this state for so long of fighting for this, controlling, that the concept that you don't have to control this emotion and manage it and observe and direct is almost foreign to you. Almost a PTSD kind of vibe, honestly. And you don't need to remain in this state. And as long as you're not willing to see that it is here already in this experience, in the 3D, not just in your knowing it's coming or eventually one day, someday, but taking that blindfold off to really see, that's when you'll be able to understand you've been getting confirmations the whole time that this is what's actually happening. Now, this level of anger that turns into rage, it's there because there's an injustice present. So this injustice could very well be these energies that have been leading you blind. Maybe you were getting these confirmations, but they didn't want you to see it as confirmation. This energy didn't, so it wanted you to be unsure of its genuine intention. In the receptive aspect to this, in the element of air of the knowledge to know, to be open to the concept that these little idiosyncrasies, I like to actually use a different word. It's called God incidences instead of coincidences. It's God incidences, where it's just too perfectly timed or placed, be it numbers, be it spirit animals, be it nature, songs, whatever it may be. Even if it is directly from someone in your reality, in your 3D experience, these things have been coming to you the whole time. You just didn't necessarily see them for what they were, for all the other noise coming through that was causing this anger that built into rage. You have been getting these confirmations, the concept that you're co-creating this. It's coming full circle. Ooh, I got 3 there. All right. So it's time, definitely. It's time to open yourself to these concepts. It's time to know that, this is balanced. It's moving forward. The only thing that's stopping you from knowing this is that you have not looked at all those positive notes, those little God incidences that happen on this journey from, where you began at anger and then it built to so much that you've directed to positive. You have been co-creating. You have been. You have not been alone in creating what's before you. You have every reason to trust and know that it is time, that the divine is there with you, helping you remain balanced, and this other energy that you're calling in as well, and that this is something that is desired to move as rapidly forward as you are receptive to. You always have say. Always. Always. Free will is very important when it comes to a relationship like this with creation. For the element of fire, your will. It's transformed what's been cleansed, what's been alchemized, what you desire and are passionate about. You wish to understand and know more so that you're not feeling so in the dark. You have been learning and learning and learning. And the thing is, when it comes to 5D learning, you're not going to get a book that you can study and take a test on. You learn in a different way when it comes to 5D. Sometimes it's through remembering past lives. Other times it's through experiencing those very lessons in this lifetime. They're not always easy. In fact, most of the time they're not. But they're worth it. They're worth it. Okay. And the assertive energy is you're tired. You've put a lot of energy into this. And what you went into it thinking that you wanted, a part of you is still holding on to that, still very muchly holding on to that emotional moment in time. But you are aware that you have made choices that have changed you in this journey. And the burden of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for it to be time has taken its toll. And you wonder if the knowledge gained is not that it's not worth it. You know it's worth it. The knowledge gained is always, only going to benefit you. You wonder if whatever it is that you're manifesting is going to be able to meet you where you are and help you recover from this tiredness. Being in a state of anger for so long that it builds to a rage, and then you're in a state of rage for so long, it's an incredibly energetically intense experience to hold it for so long that you could manifest something so beautiful and potent and strong and ready whenever you are in the 3D. You're tired, you need some downtime, you need to heal, and you're not so sure that that's going to be something that's acceptable, and that's what's holding you from, rapidly moving towards this beginning. But you'll do it. You'll walk towards it. You're receptive to it. You know your happiness is on the other side of that. But it's been a long, exhausting experience. It has. The divine has definitely made it a point to let you know that you're not alone. So you're able to be receptive to the divine energy coming in and helping you heal, helping you recover from such an emotional experience of manifesting this. There's a lot of alchemy going on here. There's the co-creation is between the assertive and receptive and the divine present within both. And those energies present within the divine. It's just this never-ending, Trinity, right? It's always working, always co-creating. From within self to how you observe it being manifested outside of self and within others. For the element of water. Ooh, wow, that one really flew. The element of water. You are aware of the different levels of which energy can mix of light and love, and working with the shadow self, and even being aware of malicious energies. You're aware of these different aspects, and you have others in your soul tribe, in your community, whether they are people you know in 3D or you're working with them on the 5D. And maybe you have no conscious awareness of this. Maybe you work with them while you're sleeping, and your 5D self is working really hard with these other energies. They are at their own level of the mixing and healing and transmuting, and you're breaking way. You're leading in some aspects for a lot of these energies. You're showing them how to overcome these obstacles, how to become triumphant over something that could cause you so much anger that it becomes rage, and to hold it for so long and not be corrupted by it. Instead, to choose the happiness, the abundance, instead of the darkness. To choose light instead of darkness. Very inspiring, and you are inspiring others even if you don't know who they are. That's a lot of what I mean with collective, because collective, yeah, I mean the people that are watching the reading, yes, but I also mean all of the others that are attached to those that are watching the reading, that are going through something similar, or of like, or are part of a soul tribe, that are longing for something of equal give and take, to be truly seen for who they are and valued for who they are, and not just in the 3D, but for them as a spiritual being as well, an emotional, intellectual, spiritual being. And how potent that is when you do choose to co-create, and how much that benefits everyone around you. Even if you never end up meeting these people directly, and they just happen upon some of the divine's energy in something you said or done, and you're not even in the vicinity anymore. It's, you're showing how to be able to get from someplace so dark and get to someplace so light. That you could be still in connection with your heart space, still willing to communicate that you care, that you have awareness of what makes you happy, and that you're going to go for it. Such a powerful warrior vibe present in this reading. Whether you're a Hercules or a Xena, it's very, very potent warrior vibes. Okay. So the receptive energies, it's almost a you have arrived. Like you're the rock star on the stage, and you're walking out and the crowd goes wild. Whether this is really that you're a rock star and you're walking on stage, or it's, something more in the 5D where your presence is known and it is celebrated. Your achievement, your overcoming of these obstacles, your learning and mastering this lesson and passing on that information to those that follow you. You're celebrated. You are definitely celebrated. You have fans. Because many thought that this would never happen. They were giving up hope, but you did not. And that's part of what fed that anger and turned it into rage and drove you to hold on to that and forced it by sheer will and divine aid, because you are creating with divine. Divine is helping you. You've never been alone. Choosing the light instead, and how powerful this is to what you're bringing into reality, what you're co-creating in 3D and 5D, and how they mirror one another. As above, so below. You're receptive to opening your heart, but you're very discerning as to who you let come towards you in this way, who you give that to. You're very careful with that, and that is wise. That is wise. Almost a sense of disbelief that you've manifested this, and not ready to accept that you have manifested what you set out to manifest. To be open to having manifested the greatest love that you could imagine, and that you don't need to be guarded against it, but be guarded on behalf of it, is going to be a real shift in where you direct your energy. And know that that's okay. This is part of the healing process. This is where you, the divine, and what you've manifested get to kind of complete that last little bit of integration, if you will, to the full manifestation where you can own it. That is understandable, and it's all based in love, and the divine is present within all of it. I'd like to do just a couple of oracle cards here for advice to kind of summarize or give a little direction, if you will. So this will be 3 cards, a crossing card. The first and the third would be significant, and the second and the fourth as well. But they are all interrelated. Oh, okay, those wanted to come out. Okay. Oh my gosh. The card with God incidences on it came out. That's awesome. So you're creating with the divine. You're aware of the synchronicities. Pay attention to them. And know that you're not alone. It's all connected. We are all connected. Everything that we do sends out vibrations into the world, into our matrix. The divine is present within all of it. With this amount of energy that you have focused towards this future, towards this happiness that you have sought, there's really no limit on your ability to manifest in this state. There's so much potential here. So as you move through life and experiences, what brings you joy and happiness, you'll begin to manifest it. You'll begin to manifest it more and more and more. And this is because you have owned your personal power, your inner fire. You have owned this. Your solar plexus has been upgraded because you have elevated its vibration to such a level that it's needed to upgrade. You're very, very powerful in your solar plexus. You are being supported at this point. I actually had 5 cards come out. These two are connected. You are being supported at this point in elevating. And as you elevate, you heal. And you are going to gain the clarity that you seek, the knowledge that you seek. And anything that comes up in this process that feels negative, that feels malicious, that feels like a seed that was placed to harm, hurt, or really just mess with your inner peace, to release this through, meditation, to release it through prayer, to pull in this divine love and light and thank divine for taking this and releasing this into divine's care. Whatever this karmic energy may be, whatever this negative, malicious energy that could disrupt your peace may be, releasing it to divine. This specific card does suggest that you meditate on the violet flame. You spend time with that to assist in the releasing of the karmic aspects that would like to kind of hold you back as you elevate and you receive information. I'm very, very grateful for all of the collective who have listened to this channeled divine message for us. Thank you very much. I hope you found some clarity, some confirmation of your own discernment, possibly some God incidences to guide you, as well as affirm that you're on the right path. Namaste.